A common observation is that a home can appear cluttered even after tidying. This phenomenon often points to factors beyond simple cleanliness, relating instead to the systems and structures within the living space itself. The way objects are stored, accessed, and organized plays a significant role in the overall sense of order. When items lack a designated, logical place, they tend to accumulate on surfaces, creating visual noise regardless of how clean those surfaces are. This is sometimes referred to as a homeless items problem. Everyday objects, mail, keys, chargers, recently used items often contribute to this effect. Without a simple, intuitive system for managing this daily influx, clutter can quickly re-establish itself. The design and layout of a home can also influence tidiness. For example, spaces with insufficient or poorly designed storage solutions may inherently struggle to stay organized. A lack of entry-zone storage can cause bags, shoes, and coats to spill into main living areas. Similarly, an absence of convenient shelving or drawers in high-use zones like the kitchen or home office can lead to countertop clutter. Another consideration is the sheer volume of possessions within a space. Over time, households accumulate items, and if the rate of acquisition exceeds the rate of removal, even well-organized homes can begin to feel full. This isn't necessarily about an excess of belongings, but about the relationship between the quantity of items and the capacity of the space to hold them comfortably. When storage areas like closets, drawers, and cabinets are filled to capacity, it becomes difficult to put things away properly. Items may be forced into incorrect spots or left out simply because retrieving and replacing them is too cumbersome. This can create a cycle where tidying becomes a frustrating task of rearranging overstuffed spaces, rather than a simple act of putting things in their place. The functionality of furniture also matters. Multifunctional furniture can offer storage solutions. But if its primary function is impeded by its storage use, it may contribute to disorganization. For instance, a coffee table with a lift top might become a permanent storage box, leaving its surface cluttered. The concept of decision fatigue is sometimes linked to maintaining a tidy home. Throughout the day, people make countless small decisions, but when it comes to tidying, each item without a clear home requires a decision. Where does this go? Do I still need it? Should I find a new spot for it? When mental energy is low, the tendency can be to postpone these decisions by placing the item on the nearest flat surface. This postponement accumulates, leading to piles that represent deferred choices. This is distinct from procrastination. It is often a byproduct of mental exhaustion from other areas of life. A home filled with too many options, too many mugs, too many pens, too many mismatched containers can exacerbate this. The cognitive load required to manage and organize these items can feel overwhelming, making it easier to simply leave them be. Routines, or the lack thereof, also factor in. A consistent, brief tidying routine can prevent the buildup of clutter. While sporadic, intensive cleaning sessions may feel like an insurmountable task, leading to avoidance, Perfectionism can paradoxically contribute to a state of mess. An individual might have a very specific, idealized vision of what an organized space should look like. If they feel they lack the time, energy, or resources to achieve this perfect state, they may avoid starting the task altogether. The all-or-nothing mindset means that if a closet cannot be perfectly color-coded and organized with matching bins, it is left in its chaotic state. The fear of not doing it right leads to not doing it at all. This can apply to small tasks as well. Instead of quickly wiping a counter, a person might feel it needs a deep scrub with a specific product, and if that isn't possible at the moment, the smaller task is skipped. Over time, this leads to a significant accumulation of undone tasks, making the eventual job much larger and more intimidating, reinforcing the cycle of avoidance. The home becomes a reflection of this paralysis, where the desire for an unattainable standard prevents the achievement of a functional, good enough level of tidiness. Shared living spaces introduce another layer of complexity. Different individuals within a household often have varying standards of tidiness and different organizational habits. One person's organized might be another person's clutter. Without clear communication and agreed-upon systems, conflict and frustration can arise. Items may be moved, put in the wrong place, or left out, undermining the efforts of others. This isn't always a matter of one person being messy and another being neat. It can be a simple mismatch in how individuals interact with their environment. For instance, one person may prefer to keep frequently used items visible and accessible, while another prefers clear surfaces. Neither approach is inherently incorrect. But the incompatibility can result in a space that feels perpetually unsettled and disorganized to at least one of the occupants. Establishing shared zones and common rules for how those zones are maintained is a common approach to navigating these differences. But it requires ongoing effort and compromise from everyone involved. Finally, the design of organizational systems themselves can be a hidden cause of clutter. Sometimes, a system that looks good in theory is impractical in daily life. A complex filing system for paperwork might be ignored in favor of a simple pile if it takes too many steps to use. Storage containers without labels require remembering what is inside, adding a cognitive barrier to putting things away. Baskets and bins that are too deep can become jumbled messes where items at the bottom are forgotten and difficult to retrieve. The most effective organizational systems are often those that align with natural human behavior. They are simple, intuitive, and require minimal effort to maintain. If a system is too rigid or complicated, people are likely to abandon it and revert to easier, albeit messier habits. The visibility of items also plays a part. Systems that rely on out-of-sight, out-of-mind storage can lead to overccumulation as people forget what they own and purchase duplicates. Conversely, having too many things on display, even if organized, can create a sense of visual clutter. The balance between accessibility, visibility, and aesthetic simplicity is a key consideration in designing a home environment that is easy to maintain. Each of these factors demonstrates that the state of a home is often the result of a complex interplay between objects, space, and the habits of the people living within it.